Hey everyone, it's me Arthur Kade and welcome back to another star-studded episode of Behind the Velvet Rope Live. We are chatting with some of the world's biggest icons and hottest young stars in film, TV, sports, fashion, and music. And I am such a fanboy right now because we have Cassandra Peterson in studio, aka Elvira, and we're going to be chatting with her live here. Here's a sneak peek. On this episode of Behind the Velvet Rope Live, we take a moment to remember those who are changing our world at the CNN Heroes All-Star Tribute. It's that time of year and we're chatting with this year's greatest athletes as ranked by Sports Illustrated. We are graced by the presence of two music icons as we celebrate Tony Bennett's 90th birthday and save the rainforests in style with Sting. Critics' Choice Award winner Lucas Hedges and Anika Noni Rose tell us all about their breakout year. Get ready to strike a pose because Ashley Graham tells us about rebooting the beloved America's Next Top Model. We are backstage at the Today Show where we chat with Zach Braff all about his new movie. We have some laughs with Bobby Moynihan, Sashir Zamata, and Judah Friedlander talking about Nickelodeon's first ever animated TV movie, Albert. Cassandra Peterson, better known as Elvira, joins us live in studio to talk about her new book. All that and more on Behind the Velvet Rope Live. All right, guys, we've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's jump right into it. For 10 years, CNN Heroes has shined a spotlight on people changing the world. This year was no different, and they got Idina Menzel to perform, incredible celebrity presenters, and I chatted with them all on the red carpet. Check it out. So, Wolf Blitzer, 10 years CNN's been doing this. Yes. What an incredible event. Talk to me about being part of a network that does this Heroes event and what they stand for.
You know, I'm so proud to be part of CNN because this is really, really a moment that we can all step back and reflect on people who have done such outstanding things to help other people. And it really says a lot that we're committed to it. 10 years we've been doing it. It makes me really proud. Just not forget about the fact that I'm working at CNN. I've been at CNN for a long time. It makes me just proud as a human being that people are doing what they're doing.
You're performing at this incredible event tonight. Talk to me about being able to perform for CNN Heroes.
Yeah, it's honestly, it's really a flattering thing. They asked me to perform a song of my own from my album, which is a song that's really important to me, and to be asked to do it as a way of paying tribute to these incredible people tonight and sort of underscore this montage that they have. It's sort of pulling all the elements together and just reminds me why I do this in the first place.
Beaches. It looks like it's going to be so cool. How cool is it to join such an iconic movie and remake it?
There's a lot of cool things about it, and then there's a lot of trepidation because you're doing something that someone that you've idolized your whole life has put her stamp on, and I can't begin to try to replicate that.
First images of your character from your Netflix show have come out. It looks awesome,
yeah,
man.
Thanks.
What's everybody going to get with this show?
Wow, well, it's unlike anything that I've ever done. It's unlike anything Netflix has ever done. It's based on this series of unfortunate events books that Lemony Snicket, Daniel Handler wrote, and we're doing them right. Each episode is about half a book, so we're doing 8 episodes for this season. It's the first 4 books. I play Count Olaf, who's this really, really, truly ridiculously awful person, but I look nothing like myself, and maybe the hardest I've ever worked on film, with 3 hours of prosthetics in the morning before work.
When you look at the incredible people here, many people will look at you and say, Laurie Hernandez is a hero for everything she's accomplished. What has been some of the incredible feedback you've gotten with the Final Five, Dancing with the Stars? What's been the cool moments?
I think one of my favorites is when parents will come up to me or either of my Final Five teammates and they're like, oh, my daughter started gymnastics because of you. And that's so inspiring to know that what I did inspired someone else to start something. So.
You're going on tour next.
I am.
How much preparation goes into actually having to do that?
Lots of preparation. Even though I am repeating a few of the dances that I did this season, but we have to kind of retouch them just because we don't have the exact props that we did. So it's going to be really exciting. This is a very, very good tour. So.
Another event profiling incredible people, and it's one of my favorite events of the year, is the Sports Illustrated Sportsperson of the Year Awards. This year they honored LeBron James. No one had a better year than that guy. Michael Phelps, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jim Brown, both of them received the Muhammad Ali Tribute Award, and I was on the red carpet to chat with all of them. Check it out. Congratulations. You're being honored here tonight, man. Talk to me about, in a year full of accomplishments, what does this mean to you?
I mean, just having all of us together, you think some of the greatest athletes in our country and all over the world are here, and being able just to come together for this night and recognize the amazing sports feats that happened in the last year. I mean, you got to take your hat off to LeBron, watching what he did in Game 7 and pulling that out. That was wild.
The mean face became a viral sensation, man. Is it like...
It was unreal. I mean...
Did you know? Like...
I mean, I knew the cameras were somewhere in my direction, and when I saw the red light on after I made the face, I just thought to myself, I literally thought, I was like, well, this is going to go everywhere. And everyone wants to see it, but it's like the only way you see it is if you really kind of piss me off or like get me really aggravated, or I don't know. It's so hard for me to repeat it, but I guess in the moment it was right and it happened.
The last time I saw you, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, we were talking about your book. Today, the Muhammad Ali Award from Sports Illustrated. Another honor to add to the mantle, right?
Well, it's a great one for me because, Muhammad Ali was my friend. He was also a mentor for me. So to get an award named after him so soon after he passed away really is special for me.
I was talking to some other honorees tonight. LeBron. He's a man, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
Talk to me about what makes him so great in today's arena of sports.
The man is a individual who understands it. He knows his greatness. He knows his family relationships. He understands the fans. And most of all, as far as an athlete, he understands teamwork.
Here's the $1 million question. In today's NFL, how many yards does Jim Brown rush for in a season?
Well, I'll tell you, that's a trick question. And it's very unnecessary for me to start talking like that. I'm not Muhammad Ali.
He's like, today, 700 yards.
Well,
in my prime, 2,500.
Yeah, if you ask Ali, he was the greatest, but I don't claim all of that.
What's your life been like since Rio?
It's been crazy. It's been a lot of fun, but definitely a lot busier than I ever would have imagined, which is a good thing. I've just been sleeping a lot, and I don't know. I've been in basically a different city every single day, so it's been crazy.
So they couldn't find someone funnier to host this shindig, JB Smooth?
Couldn't find anybody as good as JB Smooth.
Curb your enthusiasm. We're back.
We're back, baby.
What's
We're
everybody
back.
getting?
Oh, man, we are back. We're going to get an amazing new season. We are about 3 weeks into shooting. I go back to work tomorrow. Surprisingly, I got to get on the first flight back tomorrow to LA. I got to go from the airport straight to the set, and I'll be back. Larry, don't worry. I'll be back tomorrow. Don't worry.
As I mentioned earlier, I'm super excited about today's in-studio guest. We have like cue cards off camera where they'll have this whole intro planned, and I'm just going to sum it up with this. I have the Mistress of the Dark in studio, Elvira, joining me. Her real name's Cassandra Peterson. Hi, Cassandra.
Hi.
Everybody's been fanboying here today. I've got to tell you, it's like Brad Pitt walked in the studio, but,
Wow.
more gorgeous with red hair.
Good Lord, that's awesome. Okay, thank you.
You got a new book out. First of all,
I do.
I thought Kim Kardashian has a lot of pictures.
Well,
This is
she has a bigger booty than
unbelievable.
me, but not a lot of pictures.
I want you guys to see this. This book is so gorgeous. It is all these unreleased pictures of Cassandra, and it's like, first of all, you're gorgeous, and secondly, how many pictures? This is crazy to me. How do you?
Well, I've been around so damn long. I mean, my God, I got a lot of pictures. I keep thinking I've probably got more photos of Elvira than are out there of just about anybody, because no matter how many photos you've had taken, you haven't done it for 35 years, you know what I'm saying? So that's quite a collection of photos I've gotten over that time.
Put this in perspective, ready? I'm 38 years old. You've been Elvira for 35 years. Does it blow your mind? I mean, this character, this brand has spanned generations now.
Oh my God, you were 3 when I started.
Think about that. And you
I'm thinking about
and you look
it.
better than I do.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Is it
But thank you. It does blow my mind. Yeah, 35 years, first of all, is just in show business is some kind of a miracle. Most careers, I guess, in show business have a span of about 5 years is the average. So I'm making myself sound like Methuselah now. I'm like, I'm 100 years old. But yeah, I'm pretty lucky that it just keeps on going.
How did it all start? I've never thought about it, looked at it. How did Elvira become?
I was acting in an improv comedy group called the Groundlings in Los Angeles.
Which is still going, by the way.
They are going, and they are turning out actors and
McCarthy,
comedians, like
big names.
yeah, big names. I mean, half of the Saturday Night Live talent that you see are from the Groundlings. So I started out with them in the very beginning in the 70s. I was in there with the late Phil Hartman and Paul Rubens, who plays Pee Wee Herman. This is all before anything happened for any of us. And heard about an audition for a horror hostess at a local television station. And in those days, I was broke enough that I needed to go on just about every audition I heard about, even though it paid $300 a week. Couldn't be too picky. And I went in really not knowing what I was going to get myself into, but I thought, you know, $300 a week, that's pretty good. And I got the part, and a few weeks later, I was being asked to be on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and you know, be the spokesperson for Coors Light beer, and it just went crazy, like in a very short amount of time.
It hits. So many things hit, but they don't last.
That's true.
Why do you think this character and this brand has had the staying power that it has had?
Well, I always say there are different elements of the character that people like, and that without one of those elements, it wouldn't be the character, and that is spooky, sexy, and funny. You have characters out there, I think, who are spooky, you have characters who are sexy, you have characters who are funny, but you don't have kind of a combination of the three. So I think that brings in different audiences, you know? I mean, the people that like the spooky, the people that like the funny, and of course there's all the horny old guys who like the sexy part. So anyway, that part, and also being so closely related to a holiday, Halloween. And Halloween has just been growing and growing every year since I've been a kid.
It's the best-selling outfit of all time.
It is. Over the years, cumulatively, how do I say cumulatively? Yeah, I can't say it. Cumulatively.
We're going to
yeah, see, you can't even do
remedial
it.
spelling with Cassandra and Arthur here.
Yeah, okay.
Cumulatively.
Over the years, let's just say that.
A whole bunch of them got sold,
a whole bunch
is
of
the
years.
point.
A whole bunch of those things got sold. That's right. Every year there is the biggest costume, like Star Wars or whatever happens to be the hot movie. But mine just kind of chugs along every year. It's like one of the leading sellers for females, you know. So, because I stick around for so long, it finally happened.
If I put you in your Elvira costume right now and put you on the street.
Wow, you're going to put me in it?
Well.
And put me on the street?
It wouldn't be the first, no. If I put you on the street, people would stop you nonstop to take pictures.
They definitely would, I tell you.
Do you like the separation? Do you like being able to be a normal person that may or may not be recognized versus Elvira, who's going to be mobbed by fans?
I love it. I love it. I'll tell you, I do have the best gig of all celebrities, and I have a lot of friends who are actors, and they would just about cut off their right arm to have the gig that I have. I always say Pee Wee Herman and I are in a very exclusive little club together where we can take off the drag and go out to eat dinner, and really nobody notices us. We can hang out together and be real people and have a real life. Because when you get a taste of that, like I do with the Elvira costume on, it's exhausting and you have no privacy. So to have that anonymity and that little break from showbiz and celebrity is such a gift.
Over 35 years, you must have gotten into some shenanigans. You must have had some fun times.
Most of it I can't talk about.
Can you give me one or two fun stories? I always love stories. I've always loved living vicariously through others. Give me a good story.
I had a funny one at the beginning. When I was working at the local TV station where I first got Elvira, I got a kind of a creepy guy following me around, a little bit of a stalker thing going on. And I'm in my dressing room getting ready, and I come out of my dressing room. I go in as Elvira. He later, I guess, is hanging around outside there. I change out of my whole Elvira drag, and I come out, and he's standing there going, when is Elvira coming out? And I go, oh, she'll be right out. Just wait right here. And I'm like, take off. You know, I don't know if I could do that anymore. I'm going around doing so many interviews as myself that now people are sort of starting to catch on that it's me. But that was a great moment, yeah, where nobody knows. That's one of the benefits of, like we talked about.
Why not for the book? Why say, hey, I have all these pictures. I'm going to put them out for the fans.
Because I've been wanting to do it for 35 years, but I never got the time and the right people to do it for me. This company, Tweeterhead, who do my maquettes, my little statues that people collect, decided that they would go ahead, Chad Colbank at Tweeterhead, put this book together for me because I just did not have the time to sift through 35 years of photos. You have no idea. This takes up a giant storage space, like bigger than this room, of just photos. And so I had somebody to do all the legwork. I'm too lazy and I don't have enough time. So he put it together. I did put all my little comments and I helped pick the pictures and this and that. But thank God he came along and you know, just somebody with the time and the incentive or the whatever to do it, you know.
Okay, you're an actress, you're a comedian. Were you ever worried when this thing took off? You were successful with it, but were you ever worried that it wouldn't allow you to pursue the other aspects of your career? And I'll give you an example. Daniel Craig's a great example of James Bond. He makes gajillions of dollars.
Right.
But there comes a point where he says, hey, I want to do other stuff. I don't necessarily just want to be James Bond. Did you ever have that moment where you said, and I know you've done other projects, but did it hurt, help? Did you ever say, I need to distance myself from Elvira at certain points?
I had that moment, and it was just a moment, because I figured out early on that there's a big difference between me and somebody like Daniel Craig or somebody who stars in the Star Wars series or the Star Trek series. Big difference, I own the character 100%. That makes a huge difference. I can go out and work for somebody and get paid, but as Elvira, I own all the licensing, all the merchandising, and everything else. So.
Was that a decision you made early on? I mean, it's easy to think now. Intellectual property is the king now. You go on your website, you own your image, you own your trademark, everything. But in the 80s, that probably wasn't the first thing at top of mind.
It wasn't. It was really an accident. It was a very lucky accident. The lucky part was that the station I worked for was so cheap that they wouldn't pay me more than $300. And every time my contract came up, it was either half a year or quarterly, we wanted to renegotiate, my managers and I, and they would not give me any more than $300. So we said, well, could we at least have the rights to have a fan club? And they'd say, okay, you can have those rights. Then it'd come up again, more than $300? No. Well, can we have the rights to appear on other television shows? Yes, you can have those rights. And before long, we owned all the rights. They didn't realize they had given them all away to me. And I don't feel a bit guilty about it because I made $300 a week to write and star in that show. Sometimes I even had to set the lights and wake up the cameraman because he was falling asleep. So I feel good about getting those rights because they would be gone today. Also, they lost their license, and the character would have gone away with them when they went into bankruptcy.
You must have had so many celebrity fans. Have there ever, who've been some hilarious celebrity fans or encounters that you've had?
Well, one of the ones that blew me away was Michael Jackson. And you know, when I met
That's
Michael,
a pretty cool,
that's a pretty great
cool
one, right? And when I met him, I'll never forget it. He shook my hand with that glove he had on and like poked 5 million little holes in my palm. But he also said, "Oh, Elvira, I wish I would have had you in my video of Thriller." And I'm just thinking to myself, "Oh my God, I wish so too." Oh God.
Can you
he
imagine?
goes, "I'm such a fan."
Can you imagine being part of Thriller?
Yeah, I know. Yes, I can. And I'm going, oh, damn, why didn't that happen? But anyway, that was pretty thrilling for me to meet someone who I was a huge fan of, and he was a fan of mine. So pretty amazing.
So after 35 years, what's next for Cassandra Peterson? What's next for Elvira?
Well, I'm thinking right now, animation is the way to go.
You're being serious.
I'm being totally serious. I have a project right now that I'm doing for an animated television show. I'm doing we'll be making the pilot soon, but I did it with some very talented writers and artists, and going to be looking for a home for an animated show. And I love that because I won't have to dress up. It'll just be my voice. I can wear sweats,
My final question, do you ever think about giving her up? Or is she a part of you at this point?
I think about giving dressing up as the character. I'm a little afraid about how long I could keep doing this. I could be 90 years old and it could look really, really scary.
You're going to keep pushing you out with like a cane and you're
I know. My manager's already threatening to have something hooked up to my arm after I'm dead where I can still sign autographs, So I'm sort of going, I do feel like maybe I should kind of retire the character, but I think I would always continue to work on Elvira. I want to write my autobiography. I'd like to do these animated projects, and I think there's a lot of stuff I could still do even if I don't dress up as a character.
You're also going to be at the Barnes & Noble on the Upper West Side. I'm going to plug that
Thank
for
you.
I'm
Thank
going to use your good hand. I'm going to give you a high five.
Yeah, my bad hand, my signing hand is dead.
Cassandra hurt her arm.
Signing.
Her signing arm.
autographs.
So all the hundreds of fans that show up tonight at the Barnes & Noble on the Upper West Side, by the way.
Yep.
Make sure not to bug her too much because her arm hurts.
I'm going to sign it with my mouth, with my pen in my mouth, if you don't mind. But it's 7 o'clock tonight, and I'll be doing a little Q&A and selling the book just in time for Christmas to all your goth friends out there. So
I'm going to reach
something
down.
fun to pick up if you're looking for that last-minute Christmas or Hanukkah present. Here we
I
go.
just want to give you guys another
$49.95.
This book is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you see books all day. I feel like I'm pedaling like on QVC right now. I'm like,
I know, me
I'm
too.
like on QVC, like, and for
$49.95, you can only get
we
this.
have 3 left. Guys, make sure to check out this book. It's absolutely gorgeous, and obviously everybody loves Elvira. I'm going to give you a hug. It's been a pleasure having you in, and I'm such an enormous fan. I grew up with you, so to have you in a chair next to me is one of the coolest things about it.
Yeah, I know. You told me you were 3 when I started. Okay. And Elvira.com, you can also get the book there.
Guys, everybody, how cool was that? I had Cassandra Peterson, Elvira in studio. Make sure to go get her book. I'll say it once again because she's the coolest, and hope she goes for another 35 years. She looks gorgeous, doesn't she? We're going to stay with icons, by the way, guys, because the next 2 people that I spoke with are icons in the music industry. First up is Tony Bennett. He just celebrated his 90th birthday, and NBC gave him a 2-hour special. Everybody in Hollywood was there in the music industry. Stevie Wonder, Michael Bublé, Diana Krall, they all performed. Alec Baldwin hosted. It was sick, and I chatted with him this week all about it. So 90 years down, Tony Bennett, do you think you have another 90 in you or what?
I don't think so.
We'd like to have you here.
Well, thank you very much.
So congratulations. What an incredible special NBC has put together.
Thank you.
Did it blow your mind to see the incredible response with singers and actors who came to support your birthday?
I'll never get over it. It's the greatest thing that ever happened to me in my whole career.
Your music has transcended generations. Why do you think all of these different generations have continued to listen to Tony Bennett?
Well, I never tried to get a hit record because they only last about 6 weeks or something and they're forgotten. I've always worked on quality. So every record I've ever made was very well written by some very talented composers. So I've never done a bad song.
You have had the opportunity to collaborate with the greats from all generations, Lady Gaga recently, and I talked to you about that last time I spoke with you. Who are 2 or 3 people that you haven't worked with that you would just love to work with?
Well, believe it or not, I never worked with Louis Armstrong. And he invented jazz and made jazz internationally famous throughout the world. And he was such a great man with a perpetual smile that he really meant for the world. He loved people. He loved entertaining them. I knew him personally, but I regretted that I never performed with him.
And we're not done yet, guys. First of all, December 20th, make sure to check out that special. It's Tony Bennett. Who doesn't love Tony Bennett, the greatest living singer alive? But I also spoke to another one of the greatest living singer alive as well. His name is Sting, and he's saving rainforests with his Rainforest Foundation. They had a huge gala benefit last night. Springsteen performed, James Taylor, Idina Menzel. The names are ridiculous. And I chatted with him and his wife, Trudy Styler, about why this organization and this cause is so important to them. 27 years, does it blow your mind the organization is just rolling and making a difference, right?
But I think there's more of an urgency than ever to keep up, the good work and to encourage the next generation to really join in the work. We can't just allow ourselves to think that we're the only ones. I went to Standing Rock 3 weeks ago and I was very encouraged to see so many young people who are just really fighting for that pipeline to be diverted. And miraculously, we got a gain there. And I think that's given some people some confidence.
Sting, for you, being a public figure, when did you decide that rainforest was the cause that you wanted to tackle?
You can't really separate any of these issues, whether it's the oceans or the rainforest or the air we breathe. It's all connected. It's all one thing. So, the rainforest was something we happened to visit by accident, and we were asked to do something, so we connected with it there. but it's related to everything. The air we breathe, the food we drink, the water we drink. You can't separate it.
One of the things I love is we are right now seeing such an urgency. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio stepped up with his documentary. It feels like the conversation around climate change is louder and more important than ever.
You know, I'd love to believe the people who say it's a hoax. I'd love to live in their fantasy world. I pray that they're right and all the scientific evidence is completely wrong. I'd love that, but it's not true.
Guys, Sting and Trudy are doing such incredible work. Go support the organization. They've raised millions of dollars to help save the rainforest. It's rainforestfoundation.org. Go donate money. We need to keep our environment safe. Give them money. From icons to a man directing icons, Zach Braff, he has a new movie called Going in Style that he just finished directing. Morgan Freeman, Alan Arkin, Anne Margaret, Michael Caine. Think about that as a young director. That's what he had to work with. And I chatted with him backstage at the Today Show because they're releasing their full first trailer tomorrow. He gave me the scoop. All right, so this is the third movie you've directed. Are you on set and you look around, you see Morgan Freeman, Alan Arkin, Michael Caine, and Margaret, are you like, what the heck did I get myself into here?
There's just so many. It's just thrilling, you know. I love movies. I love making movies. I love these actors. So you kind of have to psych yourself up. If you're sitting there intimidated, you're certainly not going to make a good movie. So of course, there's plenty of times where you go, I can't believe, you know, we once had a stressful day and we're all stressed out, and like Morgan Freeman comes up and he's like rubbing my shoulders, and I'm like, I can't believe Morgan Freeman is rubbing my shoulders right now.
What's going through your head when you're behind the camera as you watch them do the excellence of their craft?
It's just an honor, and it's an honor. It's humbling, and it's an honor to see how good they are and how flawless they are, and also that they were so wonderful to me because, you know, they know I'm a younger guy who's only made 2 other films. They really went out of their way to be open to all of my ideas. You know, it takes some chutzpah to go and whisper an idea in Michael Caine's ear, but he.
Well, Michael, I think you should do it this way. He's like, kid, get out of my face.
Well, that's your nightmare, right? But you're not saying, Michael, I think you should do this way. You go, Michael, that was amazing, which is true because it always is. But would it be fun if we did one this way? And he's so receptive and going, oh, that's great, let's do it, or oh, that's great, let's do it. You know, so it was a real testament to them that they treated me like, you know, I was a guy who'd made 100 movies. So they were wonderful.
Going in Style is going to be out in the spring, but like I said, make sure to catch the first full-length trailer tomorrow. Really cool plot, by the way. 3 guys who are in retirement on pension lose their pension when their company is sold overseas and they go rob a bank. Enough said, go see the trailer and go see the movie when it comes out. Speaking of someone going in style, Ashley Graham, the supermodel, is always going in style, especially now that she's a judge on the new America's Next Top Model. Has anyone had a better year than her, by the way? The cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. She just scored her first Vogue cover. She's on ANTM, America's Next Top Model, and she is the backstage correspondent for the Miss Universe contest next month. Pretty good year, right? I talked to her all about it. All right, what kind of judge are you? Talk to me.
I am the kind of judge that you will learn and grow from, but you'll also feel even more confident when you leave the room.
Well, I like that. Mm-hmm. What were you looking for when you started seeing these models? Were there specific qualities, traits, attributes? What were you looking for?
I was looking for a woman who understood what she wanted beyond the modeling career, because a pretty face just doesn't cut it anymore. She has to really understand the brand and the business that she's going to bring to the pretty face.
Okay, you've become a pioneer. I love what you've done.
Thank you.
I remember talking to you in February, and here we are at the end of the year, and it seems like light years of what's happened with your career. Does it blow your mind?
Yes, my mind is blown every month with like the next new exclusive cover or the line or whatever. It's absolutely amazing. It's such a blessing, and I'm glad that people are finally being receptive to so much body positivity in the fashion world.
What have been the 1 or 2 coolest moments you've had over this year?
Sports Illustrated cover, Vogue cover. I mean, you start with it, you end with it. What more could you ask for?
Make sure to check out America's Next Top Model every Monday on VH1 at 10 o'clock. Just had its season premiere, opened to a 5-year high in viewership. They're killing it. Congratulations on another enormous hit for you, Ashley Graham. I want to profile 2 actors who have had monster years. The first one is Lucas Hedges, who, what a week, just won the Critics' Choice Award for Breakout Actor, won the National Board of Review for Breakout Actor, and he got a SAG Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor for for his incredible movie Manchester by the Sea. If you haven't seen Manchester by the Sea, don't walk to the theater, run. It's one of the best movies of the year. And I caught up this week with him, and he gave me the lowdown. What a week it's been for you, Lucas Hedges. First of all, congratulations, Critics' Choice Award for Best Young Actor. You have this new off-Broadway production, which sounds like it's going to be awesome. Manchester's the talk of the town. Things are going pretty well, right?
Yeah, no, definitely.
When you win the Critics' Choice Award, you're in front of everybody from Tom Hanks to you name it. Everybody's sitting there. They now know who you are. What does that do for you inside? Like, what's going through your head when that happens?
To be totally honest, I don't remember most of that night. I wasn't intoxicated, but like, it was just
surreal.
It didn't happen. It literally didn't happen. And God, it was like prom on steroids.
If there's one actor you could emulate as a young actor, who would it be?
I can't say that I can't say that right now there's a superhero movie I want to do, but I would say that Andrew Garfield, I think, has made amazing choices. And he has a beautiful mix of theater and film, and he's 2 movies that came out this year, Hacksaw and Silence. And I saw Hacksaw, he blew my mind, and Silence I haven't seen, but I already know, I can't even imagine how challenging that role was. So I just think he's making amazing choices, and I would love to emulate his career if at all possible.
And an actress making major waves this year is Anika Noni Rose. She had a high-profile role as Kissy in the remake of Roots. She stars as Jukebox on the #1 show on Starz, Power, and she just landed her first TV lead on BET's The Quad. I caught up with her all about those projects, but also why she's part of projects that have an important social message behind them. Talk about a timely show to come out.
Yes.
What's everybody getting with The Quad?
Well, you're getting the history of HBCUs in this country, of historically black colleges and universities. You're getting marching bands and excitement and what that is and how HBCUs changed what marching bands actually did and turned it into a real performance and live thing. But you're also getting fish out of water. I'm from Connecticut. I actually happen to be from Connecticut. And I've been the president at other Ivy League schools, but I've never had an HBCU experience. I'm somebody who grew up in Connecticut and grew up in a very different environment. So I, Eva Fletcher, am a fish out of water and learning how to navigate this culture that rightfully should be mine just as a black American, but is something that I know nothing about.
The projects you've been a part of, this, obviously Roots, projects with messages behind them, historical significance. Talk to me about, as an actor, to be able to be part of the conversation. It's got to be important, right?
It is important. I don't think that's the way that I choose things. I don't say, okay, I can't do a project unless there's a message. Because there's damn sure a message on Jukebox. And it's not really, I don't know if it's the message you want to put out. So, but I feel lucky, I feel blessed when I'm able to do something that has a message as well, because I think that it's important for young people to be able to watch something and learn something without feeling like they're being talked down to or talked at, but to have something in there that talks to them and shows them something new about who they are or their friends or someone else.
The Quad sounds like it's going to be awesome, and it premieres on BET in January. So here's a question for you. What happens when you get 2 SNL vets like Bobby Moynihan and Sashir Zamata and Judah Friedlander from 30 Rock in a room together? Well, they create Nickelodeon's first animated feature, of course. It's called Albert, and it tells the story of a tree searching for its identity. I caught up with them backstage at 30 Rock, and they told me why I need to see this movie. I've got SNL in the house. I've got Judah Friedlander in the house. I feel like I've seen everybody except for you, Sashir. You're kind of joining our friendship club in this interview now.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, I don't want to join.
Yeah, see, I wasn't put aware of like membership or anything like
get a
that.
little card.
I charge. Oh, you're going to see your credit card statement this month. All right, guys. So you did the first animated Christmas feature for Nickelodeon. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Talk to me all about Albert and the journey this little tree goes on. You're Albert.
I am Albert. Well, I'm Bobby, but I play Albert. Albert is a little Douglas fir tree that has big dreams of going to Empire City to be the Empire City Christmas tree, and with the help of his friends, he goes on that journey.
Sashir, you play his best friend in the movie.
Best friend.
You are both on and off camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about your character in the
I
film.
play Maisie, and I am a palm tree, and I'm just very excited for phones.
Our friends are calling in during our interview.
They're very upset
They're not
about
in the
membership.
club.
That's It's membership for your club. I'm behind on my dues.
In doing something like this, there's so many memorable Christmas films. Do you hope to join the pantheon of those Christmas films?
Of course, yes, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so
I gave you too much leeway with that.
absolutely not. I hope no one.
No one ever watches
Yeah,
it.
no, I hope everyone watches it. It would be very, very cool.
Make sure to catch Albert. It's on Nickelodeon all through the holiday season. Last but not least, wait, hold on. Something's vibrating. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Hello? Judah? Dude, we just ran your interview. Yes, I told everybody to go see Albert. I'm in the middle of something. Remember how that feels? Yes, I told them. Everybody's going to watch Albert on Nickelodeon. Thanks, Judah, and pay your membership fees. That was Judah Friedlander. Make sure to watch Albert. All right, guys, we're finishing up with one of the most talented women in this business. Everyone fell in love with Megan Hilty when she starred in NBC Smash. Since then, she's gotten a Tony nomination on Broadway. She has released albums, including her newest album, A Very Merry Christmas. And I chatted with her atop the beautiful Empire State Building about the album and what's next, including her second child. Wish you a happy holidays, Megan Hilty, but I think you're going to be wishing me a happy holidays.
Oh, did you see my little ornament?
She has a new album out called A Merry Little Christmas. How cool is this? And there's a picture of you. That's awesome. That is so cute.
Yeah. Not everybody has a CD player anymore, so I put the album on a USB drive.
Tell me about the album.
It's my very first Christmas album, and it's got about 10 songs on it. Some super traditional Christmas songs, and then some not so traditional.
The big congratulations are in order, by the way, as we're freezing up here at the Empire State Building. You're pregnant again.
I am. I'm always pregnant.
It's like every time I try to get away, they pull me back in.
Yeah, we're expecting a son in March.
What was the inspiration in making this album?
I've always, Christmas is huge at our house, and I've always wanted to make a Christmas album, and this year we had the time and the budget to do it. This is all self-financed, I have no label or distributor or anything, so we set out on this Christmas tour. Right now we're in New York City, but we're doing it all over the country.
Her album is available to buy and download now, so go get it. It's called A Very Merry Christmas, Megan Hilty. It's got a beautiful voice. Go get it. That's it, guys. We're done for this week's episode. First and foremost, I want to thank Cassandra Peterson. Again, how cool to have Elvira in studio. I want to thank all of our guests this week. Make sure to check out our website, BehindTheVelvetRope.TV. Go get us on Apple TV, iOS, Android. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's at BTVRTV. And we'll see you again soon. Happy holidays.